Did you all see that surge that we had earlier? A little surge, but it was significant in my opinion. And it was definitely a reminder of how fast XRP's price can move. Now, where did it come from? It was like 64 cents, 65, I don't know, somewhere low like that. And I started getting notifications. It went to 68 cents. I'm like, okay, whatever, it's no big deal. 70 cents, 72, 74, and it touched, I saw with my own eyes, it touched 75 cents so fast. This happened in like a 15-minute span. Now, some people may say that's nothing. No, that was very significant in my humble opinion. It showed how fast XRP can take off, you know, with the right transaction values and the right transaction volume. And if everything were to align in the future, just think about that. If everything were to align in the future and XRP had a consistently high transaction value moving across it, and it was happening very quickly. The volatility was there too. So it would go up and it would go down, but it would go up more. And then it touched 75 cents. Then it went down again. Now, I don't know where it's at right now, but, if we had a consistently high transaction value and volume, this lends credence to that idea that XRP could skyrocket very rapidly, where a lot of people who are outside of XRP, they would not have the opportunity to get in at a low like they think they may, you know, be able to do. Just ideas I'm playing with, having saw that earlier. Thank goodness I have those notifications now where it keeps me up to date on the prices and such. But anyway, I thought that was interesting. Let me know your thoughts on that. So now this first article here is from cryptobasic.com and it's titled XRP Among Top Traded Assets on Uphold New Institutional OTC Trading Platform. There are so much interesting things happening with XRP. I could see them setting it up to be very substantial, as far as all the global financial system. Global. I want to make that clear because a lot of times we talk about the new financial system. There's a lot of emphasis on the West, but globally, because there's so many problems happening with the legacy system. It's just unbelievable. But anyway, and I think Uphold knows that, and Uphold is trying to take advantage of that, right? It says Dr. Martin Heisbowick, head of research at Uphold and founder of Alpine Blockchain Consultants, called attention to the development in a weekly review of the crucial developments surrounding the Uphold Ascent platform last week. Let's scroll down here. It says Dr. Heisbowick confirmed that the top traded crypto assets on Uphold Ascent from November 4th to the 11th were Bitcoin, XRP, Caspa, Chainlink, and XDC. You see a lot of our coins are up there. XRP is up there. Chainlink is up there. XDC is up there. You know, I know a lot of you love Caspa. I know a lot of you have a bunch of Bitcoin as well. They're doing very well. It says these assets caught the attention of institutional investors throughout the last week, demonstrating their allure amid the sustained market run. You know, for me, in the next few months, what I'm going to keep stacking, I'm just going to keep stacking platinum. I know I'm into a lot of different things, but that's like my focus, platinum, stacking platinum. I think I have enough gold. I feel like I have enough gold, stacking platinum. I'm pretty good on the bank coins in my humble opinion, humble opinion. I know because some people are going to say you could never have enough bank coins. I know. I hear you. And I respect that too. I feel like I have enough of the bank coins. I feel like I have enough of the utility coins. Yeah, so, you know, I'm like, my focus right now is just like platinum. I'll tell you what I desire, if you would hear me out on that. What I desire, like I don't need it, but I just, for some reason, I want it. I just want to have it. I want to have a good amount of it. And I have none right now. And no, it's not Bitcoin. It's Palladium. Palladium. Yeah, I've been looking into a lot of Palladium this entire year, just researching it for the entire year. I haven't made a move on it. I've just been stacking platinum. But I don't know. You know, at this point in life, I try not to give into want and desire. It's like it has to have a purpose. Like, what purpose does it serve for me to have that? I already have platinum. You know what I mean? But anyway, let's move on here. You ever feel like that? Like you want something, but you don't necessarily need it. So you just hold off from that. It's like a discipline thing, self-discipline. It's like, I don't really need that. Let me stick to what's important. It's an internal battle. You know what I mean? I've been wise so far, so I probably will not get any palladium, but it's on my mind. It's just a little random share. Why not? So anyway, let's go back to this article here. Uphold launched the Ascent platform on June the 1st to give institutional investors exposure to its portfolio of over 280 digital assets. According to Uphold, the platform boasts deeper liquidity and reliable token discovery capabilities with an ability to handle large orders. And that's key. I can't wait for the day. One of the people in the comment section was saying they can't wait for everything to kick off. I can't wait for everything to kick off, but we cover the news here. We do a little research. We share a little bit of news. It's what we do, right? And we keep up with the catalyst and the progression of such. But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be a glorious day. And we have a little bit of fun in between, waiting for that time to come. This is the latest weekly review of the platform, also highlighted other notable developments. Okay, so now let's get this out of the way. The banking system, massive hacks been going on. Massive hacks, not only in China, but in the US. They're constantly under attack. Some systems have gone down. People can't get their money out at different times. This has happened. The public turning on the banking system and the public turning towards things like gold and silver as store of value because they don't trust these institutions anymore. And now slowly, there was a huge sentiment amongst the people of like, well, I'm not with a bank, I'm with a credit union. And now they're starting to find out that all of these systems are a little bit flawed and a little bit susceptible, a little bit vulnerable, right? So more and more people are turning to alternative avenues of moving capital, storing capital, and things of that nature. I think that the new financial system, it could add a little bit more layers to it, but that's so difficult because of the legacy system holding many things back. I will say that because we have good relationships with companies like Visa, MasterCard, and we can get a few in the future. We can get a few pure bank coin cards, things like that, XRP card, XLM card. Why not? Why would you not have that? Like the same way they do prepaid cards. Why not have that on chain, right? And the liquidity that your money is protected by be the native asset, which the native assets always have investors in there, right? Which a lot of those investors over time will turn from retail, like retail will hand the reins over to institutional investors. These legit projects will become the main projects that survive, right? As the SEC has made it clear now that they're gearing up to go after the rest of crypto. They're going to, finish up whatever they have to do with the bank coins, and they're going after the rest of crypto. That's what they have indicated. We'll see if they actually do that. I think that they will, because they need some victories. But anyway, so institutional money will be corralled or directed, and it's already happening now, into those legit projects like XRP, Stellar. You see both of those companies making big moves, Stellar and Ripple, Algorand, Quant, et cetera, right? And Quant, they make no secret about it. They love to brag about all of the different big projects they're working on. Oh, we're working with Bank of England. Oh, we're working with Bank of International Settlements. But so you see how that's going. But what I'm getting to is because they will have such a huge pool or ocean of liquidity, no one will have to worry about bank runs when it comes to things like that. You see what I'm saying? If they wield that wisely, and those relationships with Visa, MasterCard, etc., can come in handy, definitely can. And that's the one big advantage that crypto has, is being able to not only loosen up capital, not only make things cheap, but have that liquidity that the world right now does not have, especially not with a lot of credit problems, a lot of debt problems coming up soon that has not reared its ugly head just yet. It hasn't. I know people don't want to hear it, but there's so many more negative catalysts to come. Unfortunately, that's the way that the world is. There's a balance to everything. There's a good side. There's a bad side. A lot of people only want to look at the good. They only want benefits. They don't want to deal with the negatives, but there is always a negative, right? So if you had a debit card or a prepaid account, or, just an account outright, and you had this backing of liquidity, what you can circumnavigate is the issue that you find yourself having with stable coins, which is why that's why the Bank of International Settlements came out recently with that new document, which, once again, what were they doing in that document? They were bashing stable coins and the stability of stable coins. They were outright saying stable coins are not safe, right? I don't know where I posted. Did I talk about that in the members only section or the regular video? I don't know, but the people saw it. They saw it, right? And shame on all of these different large companies deleting deleting PDFs and articles. I don't like that. Stop that. There's some of you central banks. Stop that. Yeah, we've seen it. Anyway, so stable coins, bank runs can happen with them. They can lack liquidity. Then they shut them off. We saw what happened with USDC. With the native tokens, that doesn't, not saying it wouldn't happen. It doesn't need to happen. Hence, liquidity token, instant liquidity. They used to always talk about that when it came to XLM. Then you have on-demand liquidity, right? Automated market makers. You pump those ideas. You get the right individuals, the right companies involved. And you're talking about liquidity, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. And then you can move that capital anywhere, anytime. Never have to worry about a bank run. You don't have to worry about systems shutting down. One part of the system goes down. Everything continues to move, continues to run. Unlike what we just saw with whatever that company was that is connected to all these major banks in the West. That company went down and people couldn't get their paychecks. Keep that in mind. So the bank coin companies can use something like that as a weapon later. They can say, hey, people of the world, remember you couldn't get your money? They have to start. They don't have to, but I would. Maybe I'm a little bit more vicious than they are. But it would be wise of them to keep that ace in the pocket. Just in case time comes in the future, you need to pull that ace out and say, hey, world, remember you couldn't get your paychecks? Remember you couldn't access your deposits? Remember you couldn't pay your bills? And it was because of this system that they're connected to? Well, we, bank coin companies, insert name here, can provide a better service for you. And let me tell you, the people will eat that up. The people are ready for something new. And let me tell you something else. Somebody may say, well, what about Zelle? And did you see the article that came out about Zelle over the last 2 days? Just go on Google and type in Zelle and then put news today. And it's going to show you all the recent articles about Zelle in the last maybe two to 3 weeks, right? You'll see the articles pop up where they had to do, I think it's something where they're being forced to do refunds now off of a lot of that capital that has been missent, or, they've had a lot of errors and things like that. That system is so flawed, but they just do a good job of keeping all of its flaws very quiet. We don't have that problem, and not in the Bankcoin family. It's just what you have to do is let the people know. Watch out for scams. That's what you got to do. Hey, don't send crypto to this address, because a lot of people are new. They don't know that. They don't know, hey, someone may send you a crazy email, a crazy text message, and, and it looks official, but it's not. Just you keep them informed of things like this, right? So I believe that is a great advantage to have that kind of information and to know that the system, the legacy system itself, is bleeding out so badly, right? So now, I have so many articles. I do this from time to time where it's like I have so many thoughts I want to share with you, and I have these articles up here, but I get to talking and sharing my mind. And sometimes I think my thoughts, I feel like they're more potent than what I'm going to get from the articles. So I talk to you, and I enjoy it. I appreciate you listening. So now, this next article was titled XRP price to maintain bullish momentum, but I think that was apparent. This was a good article. This came out this morning. Early this morning. This writer was up early, but this article came out. Then you saw that little flash surge up to 75 cents. In the afternoon, it was like 4:06 to maybe 4:15, 4:23 Eastern Standard Time. That's when I saw it happening. So yeah, it definitely is keeping its bullish momentum, in my humble opinion. And that was definitely eye-opening. So we can skip this article, I feel. So now I want to go to a little bit of Polygon news. We haven't covered Polygon in a little while. It's one of my utility coins from long ago. It definitely went boom, boom, bang, bang in the first bull run we were going through here on the channel. Made some terrific gains. I think it's going to do wonderful again. And we see articles like this now from U.Today. It says Polygon price reacts to 3,800% surge in whale activity, because Polygon has been doing a lot of great things. They've been making a lot of good partnerships, building like they always do. They're very solid. All right. And so this makes them very bullish in the future. This is on-chain analytics firm Into the Block reports that institutional and whale demand has picked up strongly for the crypto sector. Well, for certain projects. Let's be clear, certain projects. And one thing I'll say about the institutions, for the first time, they've been going towards the right projects. XRP, Solana, Chainlink, what do you call it? Polygon, XLM. Like they've been their advisors are doing their job. Anyway, this is in this regard, Ethereum scaling solution Polygon is recording a 3,800% spike in the volume of transactions over $100,000 over the last 30 days. Into the Block classifies as large transactions any transfers more than $100,000. In this context, large transaction volume indicates the total amount transacted by whales and institutional players in a single day, and increases in this indicator may indicate that the institutional players are actively buying or selling. Yeah, not financial advice, right? I have to say that. In my opinion, I think Matic, Polygon, has one of the brightest futures of all the utility coins. Not the brightest, but one of them. It's right up there with, in my humble opinion, with VeChain, Batcoin. You know, I saw the graph was doing some interesting things. You know, we'll see how they do in the next bull run as well. I expect them to go back up again, GRT. So a lot of these utility coins have only built more, and they've become more bullish over time. And I think that they'll do very well in the next coming bull run. Once again, not financial advice, right? Just my humble opinion. So then we have this little article here, which is very interesting, very exciting. This is from Morningstar.com. It says Bitcoin could reach $150,000 in 2025 during new bull cycle, says Alliance Bernstein. Well, I'll tell you what, they're definitely getting a lot of good attention. They're getting a huge push over there in the Bitcoin world. It says Bitcoin could reach a cycle high of as much as $150,000 in 2025, driven by so-called halving event and institutional inflow bought by Bitcoin exchange traded funds, which are expected to be approved soon, according to analysts at Alliance Bernstein. The only thing is, once you have those big companies in there, they're going to control it. They're not going to let you control it. They will control when it goes down and when it goes up, and they will crash it when they want, and they will pump it when they want. They will control it outright. You know, that's how I look at it. I might be wrong, but this is typically what they do. They get into something, they have their eye on it. They want that to be their baby. You know what I mean? This is why you saw BlackRock buying up all the Bitcoin miners. But yes, it definitely can bring a push in that capital. Although, if you do the research on ETFs, sometimes it takes a little time for those ETFs, that price to kick in. But I don't think that's going to happen with Bitcoin. I really don't, because it's just too much FOMO when it comes to Bitcoin, right? It says the recent ETF optimism has sent the largest crypto above $37,000 on Friday. It rose 120% so far this year, but is still down more than 45% from its peak in November 2021. That's the year we came in. We came in early that year when everything was down, and then boom, everything just started going off, man. I love that. I love that time period. Brings back some good memories. And I think this next bull run, once again, is going to be bigger than the last one. That's not to say it's without negative catalysts. We're battling a lot in this economy, the global economy. Holy smokes, we got a lot going on. So now let's move on here. We're going to end off with just a little bit of Solana news. Okay. So Solana is doing major things. I'm loving it more and more by the day. I really am. This is from finance.yahoo.com, and it is titled Solana overtakes Ethereum by active users after 70% spike. Go ahead, Solana, and do your thing. It says the number of daily active users on Solana overtake the Ethereum mainnet on November 11th following a sharp uptick in activity. According to data to Artemix, Solana hosted 356,300 unique users on Saturday, surpassing Ethereum's nearly 330,000 by 10%. Solana's going somewhere big, in my humble opinion. You could disagree, and I could respect that. I only speak for myself. I don't speak for others. The milestone was driven by a sharp uptick in activity on Solana, with the network hosting only 208,000 active addresses on November the 7th. For comparison, Ethereum consistently hosted between 290,000 and 350,000 users daily over the majority of the past 3 months. Now, see, I don't mind if it's a comparison just to make an impact to say, look how well this other chain is doing, but there's room in the world for Ethereum. It's going to be there. Right, it's going to make some good money. It is right now. And there's room for Solana. There's room for Cardano. There's room for Hedera. There's room for Algorand. All of them have a good place. And I think that they're going to make their capital. You know, they're going to do well is what I'm trying to say. But, you know, I'm not so eloquent right now, but we can't be eloquent every day. Right. So things are looking very, very good in my humble opinion. I'm keeping my eye on a few negative catalysts. We'll see. You know, we'll see how things go. I'm keeping my eye on U.S. Treasuries. I'm keeping my eye on the banking sector. I'm keeping my eye on the stock market as well. You know, you get articles like this, moneycontrol.com. This article here, global stocks flatline as inflation and rate worries crack and creep back into the markets. I'm just keeping my eye on things, you know, a little bit. There's a lot of catalysts, both positive and negative out there. It's just about being able to measure which ones are going to be dominant, you know, in the coming cycles, right? So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.